Hey, hey, what's up, world? It's me, your girl, Angela. And no, I am not with the Beach with You talk show today. I am on Doing Life with Angela, 7 days of love at 7 p.m. That's right, 7 days of love at 7 p.m. Now, Valentine's is the month of love, right? Black history as well as the love month as for couples, and I know we specify on loving the significant others, but we don't specify on the other relationships that we have, like the relationship with our family, the relationship with mother and daughter, or father and son, a mother towards the daughter, vice versa. None of those things we treasure in the month of February like we do our loved ones, our husbands, our wives, our significant others. And so yesterday it was about self love. And today I want to talk about friendship. I want to talk about the love between friends. I want to just expound on that. So keep in mind that we'll be here for 7 days. So we're here all the way up to Tuesday, and we do have some more guests that's coming. But today, say today. Okay, before we get started, make sure you guys go ahead, like, share, and comment. Like, share, and comment. Make sure you share it to your page, okay? I'm going to share it to my page right quick. Hold on, I'm sorry that I should have done this already, but let me share it, and you go ahead and share. Hey, Janelle, thank you for being here today. Make sure you go ahead and share. I know you already did, so I appreciate you, and I'm going to do the same. Yep, it's coming. Hold on. Why I'm sharing, you share. We sharing together. You share, I share. We share, they share. Sharing is caring. So act like you care and do what? Share. Okay, so now that we've done that, let me put this down so I can stay focused. Hey Sherry, friend, I'll be there on the 17th. Now I'm not gonna look down today and watch the comment, unfortunately, but I will go back and watch. I try not to because I found that it looked like I'm not paying my guests any attention when I'm looking down on the phone. So I'm gonna try not to do that. But since I'm not looking, I'm gonna need you guys to be responsible. I'm gonna need you guys to make sure you're sharing. I'm gonna need you to be inviting people, and I want you to have a conversation with the ones that's inside the group as well. I appreciate you. I need you. I can't do this without you. Now, let's talk. I have two people with me today. One lady that I have with me is Andrea Richardson, and I'm gonna bring her up for her up. Y'all heard me. I'm gonna bring her up. I'm gonna bring her up and let her introduce herself to you. Then I'm gonna tell you why I felt that we needed to have Andrea here today. Hello, Anderson.
Hello, Miss Angela.
How
How are
you
you?
doing today? I know her name is Andrea, but I call her Anderson when she come to the salon. So I know her name is Anderson Richardson. She is a friend to all women, and that's why I wanted to have you here tonight. From the time I met you, you're so supportive. You don't care who you meet. You're never standoffish, and most women are standoffish when they meet each other. I don't know if they're sizing up, but we'll get into that before I get into. But anyway, tell the people hi
Hi, hello everyone.
and tell them who do your hair.
Oh, this hair is beat by none other than Miss Angela,
Okay,
our
okay.
hostess tonight.
And
With
how long have I known you? How long have I known you?
let's count back to before you left. So, has it been about 6 years?
6, 7 years?
7 years, probably
Yeah,
eight.
yeah, about 8. I think I want to say 8.
About eight
Now
years.
that we know that we have Andrea here today. Now let
Yes.
me tell you a story before I bring this other young lady up.
Okay.
Um, I wasn't always saved. I know you think I've been saved all my life, but I haven't. Kiki, ka, ka, ka. I thought that was kind of funny too. But when I was in the world, I had this one friend girl that we used to club with all night, hang out together. We even used to fight together. And well, not necessarily she would fight, but I would try to push her up to fight. I would try to encourage her to fight. And I got married to Woody, but before I got married to Woody, because y'all know me and Woody only dated 5 months, right? And so when I was telling everybody that I was going to get married to Woody, everybody had like, it ain't gonna work. This ain't real. Da 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 da. I had one friend that believed in Woody and I's relationship. And you might say, well, how did you know that she believed in your relationship? Because she bought us this very expensive gift. And I was like, why did you do that? She's like, because I believe in this relationship. already know this is my best friend. My best friend, Tanya.
Hello, hello.
Now, y'all know I cannot do a show talking about friendship without having her. She's my gift from God. I really, besides my children and my family member, I have two gifts from God. One was Woody, two was Tanya. I went through this part in my life when I felt like when I gave my life to Christ that I just didn't have any friends. And I remember driving down 21st and I was like, God, I don't have any friends. And he said in my voice, but I know it was him. He was like, that's not true. I gave you Tanya. And
Oh,
instantly she locked in as my best friend. Now, keep in mind, we had been friends years before that, but it wasn't until then I understood where he put her in the place of being my best friend. So, welcome, Tanya.
Thank you. That is also touching every time. I love it.
You do it every time. Yeah. And so I wanted to have, it's going to be hard, but I'm going to try to do this because this is the first time that I had multiple
Yes.
guests in different locations. So I think I'm growing. I'm getting
You
big. We
are.
about
You
to
are.
blow up in this
Yes.
mother. Y'all
Yes,
know the
we
rest.
are.
We about to blow up. And so I wanted to talk to them because, like I said before, you guys, when we came on, we work on relationships with our significant others. We work on relationship when it come down to those that we're in a romantic relationship with, but we don't work on friendship. We don't work on sisterhood. And I think that when someone is important to you, like all relationships, you have to work on it, right? It don't just come overnight. And so I think that it's important to show up for your friends. And sometimes we think we're showing up, but we're really not. And so I brought these two ladies on again because one, when I met Andrea, she, like I said, she never meet a stranger, and she's a woman that always have advice for you, or if you she think you need something, next thing you know, it's in the mail, or she's calling you trying to give you some information. So, and Andrea, and this is not us doing any kind of interview. This is just has conversation with girls. Tell me, how did you get to the place where you were free to share your love with other women? Because we always hear, I don't like women, I don't do women. How and what caused you to have a different outlook on your relationship with females?
well, Angela, I used to say I need to be the friend that I want someone to be to me, but I found that that was an expectation that does not always happen. So I'm just going to be who I am regardless of how someone else is. Um, I think it's safe to say, and many people that know me, that I've always been that nurturing type person from when I was small. I lost my mom at the age of 10. So dad finished raising, so I had to grow up. So I kind of had a mommy type nurturing role to my friends. A lot of them call me a bully. I'm sure some of them are listening now that call me the bully. But it's not a bully. It's just being the boss because they know when they need something done, I'm going to do it. That take charge type thing. But I just always had a natural love for people. I mean, it could be people on the street. They always say, "Oh my gosh, you talk to everybody." My daughter always says, "Oh my goodness, you talk to everybody you meet. Come on, you don't even know those people." So I think that's just always been something I've naturally had, and also just growing up um, in church and just being around a lot of people and just really getting older and developing a relationship with the Lord. And you have agape love for people. You just foster. I like to foster relationships, foster friendships, foster, any type of setting that I come into. I like to just foster that. And I think that's just something that I have naturally. Um, yeah, I'm tooting my own horn. But yes, I think that's just something that's natural that I just love to do. I just love people.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with tooting your own horn, but you made me laugh when you would say because it's in church. Because one thing I know about some church folk, them some mean saints. Okay, I know that they say the Bible said. I know the Bible say show yourself friendly, but not too often. We find that we do find that women still say I don't do women. Men are my best friend, and so what I have learned about you is that from day one you have always showed a friendly the verse is show yourself friendly. And so, friend,
Yes.
how do you feel as far as the relationship or how women respond to each other in today's time?
Well, I experienced the same thing. Everybody wants to be a pit bull. Everybody wants to be hard, and I've told a couple people. Sometimes when you're talking to people, they're like, I say, being hard really isn't a ladylike kind of thing, and so I think that when we show our vulnerabilities and we show that we're soft and we're caring and we're loving, just like you said, Andrea, it comes back around to you, even though it is a high expectation to think that people will do like you do. But one thing's for sure is that you have to continue to be who you are. So I feel that a lot of times I've gone places to the store and stuff, and I always talk to people too. And and my kids were like, "You do not have to say nothing to everybody."
Now you know what, Tanya, you're not lying. Now that I think about it, you and Andrea, you guys are kind of alike, but different things is says you're a little bit louder, but you're super. You're not when I say loud, always hi. You're always excited. You don't really have a you. I never see you in a downward emotion. I don't see you saddened. I mean, you do have those moments, but that's not a part of you on a day. You always
No, I
you
know.
when you go
Well,
through
I know what
things,
you
right?
mean.
But
Right.
you're always a cheerful person.
And I don't want to be anything but.
Yeah.
And so my expectation is for God to be lifted high in everything that I do. And so with that, no matter what the situation is, I'm going to look for the God in it
Hmm.
because he's always there because
Right.
I'm his child.
Hmm.
So I expect things to be better no matter what. So I don't recall if I have a moment. I was just talking to someone at my house, and I was like, if I do have a moment, I have a song. I have a song. So you have to put on something that's going to get you back to who you are. Because if that's who you are, don't change who you are for anybody. And I think a lot of people do that. They allow people too much power. I can't give people that power.
Yeah, but even before you gave your life to Christ, I think back in the days, Tanya, you have never been one of those like, "Woe it's me." You never been one of those people that walk around with the victim mentality, and so. Even though you guys say Christ, Andrea said it's because she's in church.
Hmm.
They've taught her to show herself friendly. But I think it's something in your personalities that cause you guys to always look positive towards women. And on the other hand, I learned that through my struggles. I learned that through my pain. I learned that most of my pain came from the love of a woman. And when I say that, I'm talking about friendship,
Hmm.
not a sexual thing, but
Yeah, right.
my pain came for those who I know God had called me to.
Yeah.
And so and I understand that at one point the enemy was trying to make me be one of those people that say I don't like women. And but God wouldn't let me do that because there's absolutely no way we can say we love Christ and don't like women,
Exactly.
so he taught me that. So Andrea, what is the most important thing you look for when you build a relationship with women, a
Well,
woman?
one thing that I look for, especially now since I've gotten a lot older, is that, the Bible says two can't walk together unless they agree. So we must not equally yoke, I feel, is not just in a marriage, but also in a friendship, like you said, sisterhood and things like that. I think that we have to have um, certain things in common. We just have to have be on the same walk, the same path. One can't go south and I'm going north. It just doesn't work. We have to have, like, I don't want to say everything like-minded, but we just have to, be compatible. Um, and someone said to me the other day, that we can pray for one another instead of taking it to the phone, we take it to the throne. Someone has the same morals and values, as I do. Well, we can just mesh together. And I wanted to piggyback off something that Tanya also said. I think, like you said, we are not going to allow people to change who we are. We are going to continue to allow our light to shine. So I wanted to say that. And that is the light of Christ that's within us. But that's what I look for. I look for that genuine love, because, someone can say that they love you, but do you really love me?
Mhm.
I mean, do you really truly love me? Where you just won't intentionally hurt me? Do you really
Right.
love me? Do you love me? Because when I love you, I love you. I will give you the shirt off my back. I may not be able to give you money, but I will feed you. I'll be there for you as much as I can. I'll support you because I genuinely and truly love you.
Yeah,
And
you was raised with the old school. I can't give you no money, babe, but I feed you now. You come on by the house, I'ma feed you now.
oh,
And that's
no,
where we
I'm
come from,
feeding.
the southern part of us. And jump in
Exactly.
anytime you want to, Tanya. And that's what we're about. You know what I noticed though? I'm thinking like when we're my age, you guys already know my age. If you don't, welcome to the show. I tell everybody my age, I'm not ashamed. I'm 54, and I find that when we get in the age that we are now, right? People say they don't need any friends anymore. They don't want to make new friends. They don't need friends in their life. They're okay with their children, their husband, their spouse. Do it get to the point where you feel like you don't need a friend anymore?
Not for me. I love people though. So with loving people, even if I can't say, because I have quite a few friends, but their idea of friendship may be different from mine,
Hmm.
but that doesn't mean I count them out as a friend. And so, because I love them or I have a thought of them as being a friend, I'm still okay with them being a friend. If they don't call me, if they see something different, if they don't, it's whatever. But I love them either way, and so that's just where it is. So I'm not changing who I am
Hmm.
for anyone. Before Christ, I felt the same way, and I still think I feel that way now. Now with the light, I didn't realize then, while we were in the world, that that was the light of Christ.
Hmm.
But coming to know Christ, he showed me that everything was him.
That's
He
him.
showed me that that was who it was, and I would think it was a nonchalant, not caring. But I realized in the past decade that it wasn't that I wasn't caring; it's just that I wasn't controlling. So if I could control your situation, it's okay because I can love you in your situation, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And so it didn't deter me from loving you, and that's where I am with people, so that it doesn't cause me to not want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, I had to realize too, I watch too much TV, y'all. I watch so much TV. And by me watching TV, sometimes it can it can mess up your view of what a
Yeah,
relation,
patented.
your
Yeah.
impact, right?
Yep.
It will give you a false sense of what a friendship is. I think about like when I watch TV. My husband and I was talking about this. I think the best kind of friends to have when you go to college or when you go to school with, those are when you're in the military, right? When you build friendship like that, those are friendship that last pretty much forever. And not
The
only that,
struggle friendships. That's what
yeah,
that is. That's a
yeah.
struggle friendship.
And not only that, yeah, because you found that I can rely on you. What you got, I got. What
Yep.
you don't have, I have. And so you learn that you can trust them in those situations, in those times of life. And so I was watching this movie. I think it was Best Man, uh, the sequel that just came out, right?
Mhm.
And I looked at their friendship, and I was telling my husband, I said, I would have loved to have friendship like that, where you travel together. You know your family, I know their family, and it's not just you and I friends,
Mhm.
but we're all friends. Although we may have a best friend in the group, but we all friends with one another. Is it possible in these days to have those kind of relationships?
What you think, Miss Andrea?
I
I think just like you said, it's the world of reality. And because reality TV says that I should cut you, stab you, and everything else, and then possibly sleep with your husband, there are people that want to live in that reality. And so I think, of course, it's all possible to have friends and have our husband's friends and our family friends, and we were in the neighborhood together, and we say, okay, not just say we have differences. Oh, I don't like them,
But neighborhood's not even the same anymore. We
right?
could meet neighbors and become friends, or more so like
Hmm.
family. Because I remember we lived in off 11th Avenue over there by Sunrise. I mean, Sunland Park
Yeah.
Elementary School, and we had neighbors next door, across the door. But listen, where we live now, we don't know our neighbors, right? We don't know what our neighbors look like. It's hard to meet uh that community in the area you live. Like a family. Back in the days, the whole community raised a family. Those things are out. So building friendship with your
It's harder.
neighbors is kind of impossible in today's time.
Oh, my neighbors everywhere. My neighbors. they can't get away. They can't get away. And I know that we're in different locations, but my neighbors, every time I move somewhere, they say, "Oh, they never, our neighbors before you never talked to us, never did this." And it's intentional. So you have to be actually intentional about communicating with people, saying, not just saying hi. Well, how are you? I love that. And find something that you love about people, male, woman, whatever. Find something that you love about people so people feel like, oh, I didn't know anyone noticed that, And so I
Make
think
them feel
that's
important.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I think that the neighbors, it is hard to find neighbors because people, I delivered with Uber. People don't want you to talk.
Mhm.
I drove Uber, and people don't want you to talk. They'll put stuff in their ear so you don't say nothing to them. They're just antisocial.
Yeah. So you do believe you can have those relationships without
I believe
building,
you can.
like, because when you get a relationship when you're 19, 20, then you grow old. But we're in our 50s now, right?
Right, right.
And so my husband, we're in our 50s now. So do do a lot of people be like, I don't want to invest that much time in being friends with the people anymore. I don't want to have to go through all that anymore. And I'm trying to help us find that you're not too old to make new friends.
I don't think it's about you being too old to make new friends. What I really think about it's about is now that you matured, you know more of what you prefer.
Correct.
You know your preferences. So
Now,
now
sis, you don't said a whole bunch of like that
you know
because
your preferences. So
yeah.
I don't need to carry on with that
Mm-hmm.
because I know that doesn't work for me because I
Mm-hmm.
did that for 20 years or 20 years ago I
Mm-hmm.
did that. So I think now it's just now at this stage in our life, we just know our preferences more. And if we can communicate those things to people who say, "Well, yeah, I won't never do that," then I would know that this person can't be in my circle
Mm-hmm.
because oh, they would never do that. So that's the preference that they have. So we probably could speak. We could possibly do dinner somewhere. I can
Mm-hmm.
invite you to a gathering of friends. However, we're not going to be on the phone talking about praying with them
Right.
to the throne instead of the phone. We're not going to have that type of relationship. And
Right.
that's where I think that's what happens.
Andrea.
I agree. I totally agree, Tanya. You have certain, and it doesn't mean you love them any less. You have certain friends that will do X, Y, Z. Some don't feel to do this. And you try to get a group of young ladies together that will mesh well because, like you said, we know, I guess, the quote unquote women can be catty, and a lot of women have been burnt in the past by relationships and people who they thought were their friends. So they have built a wall and they're very, leery of who they let in.
Mm-hmm.
So especially as you get older, like now, I like I said, I love people and I can have a lot of women that I can hang around with and love and enjoy them. And I know a lot of people are not going to believe this, but I can go alone. I can go to the mall by myself. I can sit down and eat alone. I can do a lot of things alone. But it's nothing like sometimes having that girlfriend or friends that you want to call, you want to go on a trip with, you want to go shopping with, you want to go to brunch with. You just want to have that fellowship with them. So, and like I said, I've been burnt and hurt in friendships before, but I did not allow that to make
Define.
me closed off and define
Yeah.
who I am. I continued, on and to be vulnerable and pray about the situation. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you got too many people around. All these different spirits." I'm not naive. I know when someone does not mean me any good. Trust me.
Right.
I mean, but I don't go places and like they used to call me a blonde. I don't go places and look for things. I don't like some women say, "Oh, you see how she was looking." I tell them, "Stop worrying about how somebody looking. We're here to have a good time. Why are you looking at that?
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy yourself." So I don't look for things that other people may look for. I just don't. I try to see the good in everyone, just as I would want someone to see the good in me. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. I never intentionally hurt someone, and if I have, that's when we need to have a conversation.
I'm
But
good with overlooking strangers. I'm not good with overlooking people that's in my circle. Am I, Tanya? I'm not, and I
what do you mean
really
by that, Angela?
say it again.
When you say overlooking? What do you mean over you'll overlook
With
strangers?
somebody who don't know me, they
Okay.
don't know my quirks. They don't know what's my trigger. They don't know
Oh,
what would rub me the wrong way. So I give them so much grace, right?
okay.
And
Okay.
then people that's in my life, you've been in my life for years. There
Hmm.
is some things I just don't think that it's okay for you to do.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you about it once. But
Hmm.
although I've told you about it, I'm still
Feeling some kind of way.
got that side eye on you because I don't think shade should be in a relationship. I don't think slick remarks or comments should be in a relationship. I think that we are supposed to be friends. That if you feel some kind of way,
Right.
you're supposed to be able to sit and talk to me. You're supposed to be able to
Absolutely.
tell the truth. And so when someone can't be real with me, then it make me question, are you really my friend?
I
And
agree.
because I'm of a certain age, before
Mhm.
you laugh at those things, you be like, oh, we going to hang out, it's okay. But now I value my time so that
Right.
I don't want to question your intent towards me.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Understandable.
That's powerful right there. That
Yeah.
makes That's good because that is true. You don't want to question or the genuineness of the relationship the two of you have, and like you said, your intent. What is your intent? And
Hmm.
that's very profound what you just said, and that is
Yeah.
true. And
So
I agree. I agree with that.
yeah, so and I used to push things away like that, but I'm really not at the place. Not that I'm not capable. I just don't want to. I don't want to because when you realize the value that you bring to a relationship, it may not be financially, but just emotional praying. Take me and Tanya relationship for one. She have always been the one that shower me financially, right?
Mhm.
Back in the days, I'm not gonna tell you how she get her bones, but if she got $1,000, she'd be like, "I got $1,000. I'm finna drop you off something." She's always been that kind of person, right? But I've been that person that I used to seek God for us a lot. I could hear the voice of God for us, and then I've always been there for her. But I just didn't have to. We have to understand we show up in relationships different.
Right.
We all have our strength and we all have our weakness, and we have to let people be
Be
who they
people.
are.
Exactly.
And so when you understand that, even to the point where I'm learning to
That's your love
process the
language.
yeah,
Right.
Love languages are so important, and I
yeah,
try to bring that to my younger group of people that surround me. That you have a love language. People have a love language. So even when their parents are concerned and their friends are concerned, start realizing that yes, I might buy you this, but they might not buy you that because that's not their love language. So
mm-hmm,
don't get offended when someone gives you time.
mm-hmm,
Don't get offended when they say, I'll hang with you, I'll go here with you, because they're support.
mm-hmm,
And so
right,
as people recognize their love language, I love when people know their love languages, and it could be multiple,
mm-hmm,
but what do you like to do? And so where I might have done things for her, people have always done things for me. And so it reciprocates no matter what, because the word of God said it does.
mm-hmm,
So it's coming back.
mm-hmm.
And so when people are looking for things, and I think a lot of people put a lot of weight on what they're looking for.
For
They're waiting for the
I don't
blessing.
think people know what they're looking for.
But I'm talking about when they think that they've been a blessing,
Uh
when we think,
uh-huh,
because
Mhm.
a lot of times we just think things.
mm-hmm,
It's not necessarily that it's so.
mm-hmm.
You know what they
I got
say?
you. I got you.
It's my truth, your truth, and
And the
the truth.
truth, right? Uh-huh.
Exactly. So
Right.
Yeah.
when we think that we're perceived as a certain thing, or
So,
that we're projecting a certain thing, that's not
Mhm.
necessarily so.
yeah.
And so when you have people that you can say, oh, okay, you got 5 people, ask them on your page, not even on your page, call them and ask 5 or 6 people who you value their opinion, that you think they speak true, and ask them, how do you see me?
Mhm.
That's true too because we never see ourselves the way somebody else see us, and
Hmm.
this is why it's important to have a circle of friends. I mean, I have my sisters, but they have to love me, right? You have your family members, but they have to love you. Although a lot of us don't, but in a sense, they have to love me. My
Yeah,
sisters love me because I know they have to love me, and they do love
because
me.
she's
But
the oldest.
sometimes, yeah, I'm the oldest, right?
Exactly.
I'm the oldest out there. Sometimes, but would they have loved me if I wasn't their sister?
Right.
Right? And then so my sisters love me, but to have someone choose to be in your life that don't have to be. you have to value those relationships. You have to cultivate those relationship. You have to nurture those relationships. So that's what I wanted to make sure that we did in the month of February. We so busy worrying about the man,
Yeah.
and we give the man numerous of times to break our heart.
Right.
Ultimately, they can step on our heart and we would take them back. But let a friend wear
Wow.
the wrong color to your party. We done. And I want to know, why do we, you know,
Well, red was not appropriate to wear to the wedding. Just saying.
nor was white.
Exactly.
You know,
So,
it's so
but
funny you said. Go ahead, Tanya.
however, I'll forgive you. No,
Yeah,
It's so
beyond
funny
stuff
you
like
said
that.
that. I
yeah.
had that conversation with a friend of mine today. The same exact thing. She's listening. I said that. I said we can forgive a man over and over and over, but if one of
Mhm.
our friends do something, it's like we're ready to write them off. And I don't know. What do you think it is? I think it's because it's the female hormones that are together.
I
What?
think it's a little bit. I think we sometimes we judge people according
Mhm.
to what's in us, right? We give what's in us and not what we want. And so when someone do things to us, we respond the way we are because that's who we are. And we kind of know that person is me on the outside looking in. That makes sense?
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
And so
said that to my nurse today when I was leaving. I was like, she was just asking me. She said, "Miss Tanya, how do you keep forgiving people or letting people, their personality, accepting their personality?" I said, because if you know who they are, you just have to accept
accept
it,
them, right.
really.
Mhm.
And then you just have to continue to say, it may be something in me that I'm seeing that I don't like in the inside of
Mhm.
them. Maybe that's not every situation. However, you have to choose. I told you, you just have to choose to forgive people, choose to let it go, choose to say, it's okay that you did that, but I don't like it, but I'm gonna be okay. I won't, 9 times out of 10, I may not give you the opportunity to do that again. And that's the thing. So when we start choosing people in our circle, when we start choosing what we're going to do with them, those are choices. But yet and still, I can invite you to a party if I have 100 people.
Yeah.
However,
Now if
I
it's
may
just the
not
two
if
of
it's
us.
10.
Right. Right. Right.
If it's 10, you may not be able to be in that 10 pick. And please don't feel any kind of way, but this is who you are.
Yeah.
So
Let me
that's,
write that. Let me go on, Tanya. I want to
yeah.
make sure
Yeah.
I
So
don't
that,
forget it.
because that's just what it is. We have to just like you say, your time is valuable and you feel like you treasure it. Especially with COVID, we should all start looking at what we treasure most. And so I said something last night to my apostle. I said, this year is kingdom and me.
Okay.
It's kingdom first and me
Amen.
second. And I say it's kingdom in me in 2023.
Oh,
Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the kingdom, and
amen.
then I'm going to do me. And not to say that the people that aren't around me aren't going to be a part of that, but definitely, whereas I always attempt to put people and their things first, it's going to be me.
Right.
And I want to do things with people if you want to be part of it.
Mhm.
If not, that's okay too. I still love you.
Yeah. Two things I wanted to say. One, you said that you take people for who they are, and I think the reason why we get confused, we got to know what category to put the friends in.
Mm.
Because there's associate, and we don't use that word anymore. Everybody is sister, everybody is friend, everybody is sisterhood, but everybody is not showing the characters of those people. And so when we learn where to put them in, then we won't be disappointed. And sometimes we have to reevaluate because we realize that we put somebody in the wrong category. And so how do you take them out? And then two, you said something about you might not invite them to a dinner of 100, I mean 10
Mhm.
people, but you might invite them to 100. We have to understand too, every friend is not for every event. Every friend is not for every
Oh, definitely.
atmosphere. And so when we learn those things too, we as women have learned to get along a little better and not say, I just don't do women.
Mm.
I think sometimes people do, and then I want you to touch on this, Miss Andrea. I think sometimes what people do this day and age is people want people who ooh and ah them.
Mm. They
That's the
want
problem.
cheerleaders.
Not just cheerleaders, but they want you to say, I want what you have. And I think a lot of times that what people are doing, they're not
Say that
it's
again,
not
Tanya.
genuine
They want
that
what
they want you to be there to celebrate with them. They want you to be there to see them. And and I think that's where a lot of people are today. So then if I come to your stuff, let me not
late.
go there. No, I'm not going. I didn't
Oh,
say it. You
okay.
said it. I was gonna say it, but people coming to your stuff late. It's I long since learned long time ago that it's a spirit of importance, that you come late because you want.
Or you feel like, you should be thankful that I'm here. And so you have to look at those friends. Go ahead, Andrea. You look like you got something to say.
Let me tell you one thing about the God that I serve. Um, he has been so faithful. He has always shown me um, through dreams. He has never revealed the people or the person. However, he trimmed the fat. And that means that when you dream of snakes and things like that in your dream that came to take you out but did not, and I'll say, but God, eventually you'll go back and look at the people who have fallen off.
Hmm.
And that was for a reason.
Say
And I
that, Miss
believe it.
Andrea.
Not
Say
saying
that.
that I would hate the person or the people, because I don't have that in my heart. I would still love them. And like Grandma said, you feed them with a long handled spoon. But God has always been faithful to me for that. Whenever I have a dream or something, He shows me. Like I say, He doesn't show me the people or the person, but there's something that He wants me in my circle or around me that does not mean me any good. And I'll pray about it and I'll leave it. And eventually, when you start seeing things that happen with a person, or you're not, really, close or meshing anymore, and there's in the distance, I just call that God saving me. But again, like I said, it does not mean that I do not love them. And Tanya, Miss Tanya, like you said that some people show up because they not there to generally support. I think you said they're just there because they want you to see. You know, that's people who want the accolades. Because at the end of the day, all the glory belongs to God, not that person. So,
Andrea, you're real safe on this show tonight, girl. I'm telling you.
listen, when you don't been through the storm and the fire
That's
like
real
I
true.
have,
That's real true.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
you try to keep your tongue seasoned with those things. And I try to, like I said, I'm not perfect, but when it comes to dealing with people and genuineness, I do try to, and I pride myself on genuinely loving them and genuinely trying to support them. It's not about me. If a girlfriend of mine say they did this and accomplished this, I am truly and genuinely happy for them. I really am. And, and Tanya, like you were saying, and I think that that's missing. A lot of people just want you to be there to see, to show off, and it just see me. And of course, like you said, like Angela asked, what do you do with those type of people? Well, you may
don't
have to
do
make a
anything
decision
with
as
them.
to
Yeah, I don't want them
You
kind of
don't
people.
do
I,
anything
I
with
don't
them.
want them kind of people in my life. Listen,
you
I'm
don't
gonna tell you
want
because I'm always
exactly.
telling Woody when I get sick. When you think about those, because we don't want to think about that. We don't think about if we're gonna get sick one day. We don't think about we're gonna leave this earth one day. We don't think about we're not gonna always be up, right? And
Right,
so I try to build a community of people who I know that's gonna be for me, not just my good, but my bad. And
right.
so when I tell Woody that if something happened to me, here's me watching TV again, right? And you see people who surrounding them, right? And you think about, you're like, well, who's gonna be there for me, right? What friendship have you cultivated? What relationship has you worked on that you built, that in the midst of your storm they're gonna be there, not those just want to show up for the shine,
No
right?
question
Right.
asked.
Yeah.
Definitely. You want those kind of people supportive, genuinely supportive. I love supportive people, and so even if it's someone who I don't care for, because there's people I don't care for as far as their attitudes or their demeanor, and but I love them.
Mhm.
Right.
However, if they aren't happy for anyone, I'm still happy for them. I get excited for people. I love for good things to happen to people. I try not to. My favorite scripture, and don't even judge me that I don't know it.
What is it?
It's in Philippians. And one time I said I'm gonna put it on my wall so I remember, but I do not remember where the scripture comes from. But it says, just like you said earlier, Miss Andrea, think on those things that are good. Think on those things that
Think
are
so.
lovely.
Here.
Think on those things that are positive. I'm always looking for those things because that's the only place I want to be. So I'm not stupid, nor am I slow. My feet have been standing in the paint. However, I want to see the best in you. So I'm always looking for the best in people and not disappointed if they don't I
Show
don't
up.
find the
Mhm.
best in them, but I'm still encouraged to say I can see the best in you because God has placed his good in all of us. So
That's
whether we use it, pull it, or whatever, he's placed his good in all of us. So I'm always looking for the best in people. And I say, yeah, maybe they didn't. My sister always used to tell me, "You're making excuses for people."
Yeah, she do. You do though.
oh,
She
that's
played the
I
advocate. I'm not.
don't.
I'm not gonna say you played the.
that's
You make excuse, but you do
I
play the advocate.
I
Advocate.
look.
Right.
like the
I just don't look from it from my standpoint.
Yeah.
right.
I look from everyone's standpoint because when I realized long time ago that everybody's not as swift
Yeah.
and slick as I am, I said, okay, so I have to take a step back and say, maybe they're thinking this.
Hmm.
Maybe they're thinking that.
Everybody don't process the
And they
same
don't all
thing the same
communicate
way.
it.
Right.
And Tanya, we
Let-
must be sisters on that one because that is I. Some of my friends tell me the same thing. You always. I try to put myself in that other person's
Yeah.
shoes. Maybe
Exactly.
it wasn't meant
Exactly.
this way. Maybe Even when I used to work at the school, they say, "Oh, what so and so did." I said, "Listen, maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they didn't know you. Was speaking to them because sometimes you know how you can look and people think you see them, but you really don't. You might be
Right.
zoned out. Oh, women. Oh, she saw me. I said, well, how you know? Because it's happened to me. Sometimes I'm like, oh, my God, I didn't
Hmm.
even see you. My mind was somewhere else. But people are so quick to say, oh, they didn't even speak, walk right past me. I mean,
Hmm.
come on. You
That's
know,
because they're messy. That's the kind of person they are. And so they assume that someone was responding to them or treating them the same way they would treat people. Because if I felt like you didn't speak to them, I'm like, you saw me? You ain't see me? I mean, that's kind of person I am.
yeah,
Right, right. They'll be like, hey.
I'm like, you ain't see me? I was standing right here. You ain't see me. So
big as
those,
I am, you don't see me over here.
okay, yeah, you don't see this
Maybe
extra 20
that
pounds over
person
here.
who made the comment is too proud to speak first. That's another spirit of importance.
Hmm.
Why
Yeah.
can't you just wave
Ooh.
me down? Because people don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Tanya
They
said
don't
they
want to
want
say,
it. They want to be done to
hi.
them, but they don't
Oh,
want to do it. They
she
want
Oh,
ain't got
to.
to go all of
Yeah,
that.
right.
You want
Tanya
people to
said
be
it
excited
again.
to see you.
Yeah,
Be excited to see people.
correct. Hmm.
That's a
Let me ask
spirit
you
of
a
what?
question though. Go ahead, Andrea.
Tanya, I wanted to say that again. That's a spirit of what?
That's the
Eh,
spirit of importance.
Wow, I love that.
It's just it's when you think that you're too good for things and
Mhm.
you can't do it, but everybody else should.
Mm-hmm.
Come
Who are
on
you?
now.
Come
Come
Yeah.
on, President.
I love that. I
What's
love
going
that.
on?
Because
So
what
we're
I
gonna
used to
show
say,
we're
even a
gonna
dog
show up
knows
as a
the
better
time of
friend. But
day.
let me ask you a question because you guys are so saved today. You guys have
Oh
been
wow.
saved
Oh wow.
forever,
Really, Angela?
and you
You
guys are
fall short.
showing
You fall
yourself
short.
friendly. You are extending the olive branch and all that other good stuff, right? Say you had a friend
Uh,
that's no longer a friend.
Mhm.
Do you allow that friend who come to be a part of your life again? Do you allow them to come in again? And do you put them in this?
that's a big one.
Do you allow them to come in? I will allow them to come in, but I wouldn't call them a friend. I will put them in a different category now. How do you feel about someone? Because if you are my friend, you've always my friend. But if you're my friend, and now that we're not friendly with each other, you're telling my business, you're ridiculing me, you're trying to make people look at me in a different light, then that let me know one, you was never my friend, right? But say somebody come and they say, oh, I love you, da 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 da, and you let them back in. Do you let them back in?
The long handle spoon. I'm gonna love them, but I don't have to. We all have the world is big, but it's small. We have so much going on in our lives that I'm not I'm not lonely for your friendship.
I hear that a lot. I got so much going on in my life. I don't need friends. I got him. I got my husband. I don't need friends. But I think that's sad when people say they don't need somebody else in their life.
That's true,
That's a
Miss Andrea.
cover. That's a cover.
because they everybody needs somebody.
Mhm.
I think he created us for that.
Mhm.
However, I just think that we have to pick and choose. So if there was someone who was backstabbing, talking about me, whatever people do that caused me to be on offense,
Mhm.
if you have offended me, then I'll let you back in, but you won't be in. You'll be on the outskirts
Outside looking
in.
in. Yeah.
You'll be
Okay.
on the outskirts in.
How important it is for your friend not to judge you?
It don't matter to me.
What?
Mhm. I don't
No,
care
I mean,
if somebody judge me because I've always been an open book.
Mhm.
It's like it's nothing. Well, if I did it, I did it. It doesn't matter what you say anyway.
My
Because
mom say we all need somebody. Okay, and I'm with you, mother. I don't know how people be saying I don't need no friends.
hmm
I want friends. I may not need a friend because trust me, I got a friend in Woody that go everywhere and would take me everywhere. Always gonna do what's gonna be pleasing to me. He's always gonna make sure I'm satisfied. He's not gonna try to control where we go, how we do it. He
that's a
don't want to,
gift.
you know.
That's a God's gift.
Yeah,
That pass a
he's
friend.
gonna consider me. So I'm saying I'm comfortable with just doing life with him. But as a woman, I feel like we should have a sisterhood where we can sit on the beach and chop it up. If we drunk wine, we can have a girls' night and sit on the couch and drink wine. I don't drink wine, but I would if I could, but I don't. For those that want to judge your mama. But I don't drink wine. I drink Pepsi, and only reason why I
Come
don't
on,
drink
friend.
wine,
Pepsi.
Pepsi. Okay, I drink Pepsi. I be trying to kick that, but take me to Pepsi Alcohol Anonymous or whatever. Because yeah, sometime I don't, sometime I do. But I say that to say, I want friends. I want a girls' night. I want to be able to have, even in my age of 55, I still want to get away with friend girls. And people say they don't want that in their life.
well, to each his own, but I'm with you on that too, Angela. I would love to do that girls trip with some genuine, mature ladies who, you don't have to worry about. You walk out the room, they sussing about you, and things like that. You feel comfortable. You feel you can go out of town and you can trust. You got each other's back. You are your sister's keeper. If one go, we all go. No matter how grown we are,
Yeah,
still
we
feel
know how you
comfortable,
feel about that one, Andrea. We'll let you tell that story in one moment.
don't you know how I
Stacy
feel about
says that
that?
she said, I believe that when someone show you who they are, believe it.
Yep.
Long handle spoon works very well, which is true. And
hmm
so we're saying that, and we're Andrea said that you don't want people in your life that whisper. But I know people who have people in their circle that know their whisper about them.
But I don't know because the thing about whispering is I think that everybody does that. If you do something I don't like, if I do something you don't like, I feel like everybody doesn't have a husband. You have, yeah, you
Yeah.
got the rock.
Yeah,
However,
I'm only gonna tell him.
right,
It's things I don't even tell my
right,
sisters,
right,
but I would
right.
tell
I can
him.
understand that
Yeah.
too because people sometimes don't have a filter of what
Yeah.
they should share.
Or I can't tell
Uh,
my sisters anyway. If you do anything to me,
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
they
tell
mad.
my sisters anyway.
They
They
mad.
mad forever. Yeah, for real. My
Mary
sisters.
Lewis, hold on.
Yeah, so I can't tell my sisters if me and you having some kind of, and I'm not sure if we're gonna fall out for friends forever. I gotta know we're gonna fall out of friendship forever before I tell my sister. They're better now that they're so say like y'all. But back in the days, it was a different story. Different story.
I wanted to go back real quick, Angela, if you don't mind, to when
I
you
don't.
had said, when you was talking about when you had a friend who heard you defame your character, will you let them back in? And Tanya said yes, but you will be in a different category. That's a very, very touchy one for me. It if a
We know
person,
the Bible say forgive
I know.
7 times, 70 times a day.
You're absolutely right. And the thing is, I forgive you. You
Accept
defame
is
my
the
character.
biggest
One thing that don't defame my character. Don't lie on me, especially if you haven't given me the opportunity to talk about it, and you
Mhm.
just go out there and you control the narrative of how it went in your mind. But that's fine. But then talk to me about it. So therefore, if you go out there and you do that, then of course, yes, that relationship is over. Can I forgive you? Absolutely. Will I speak to you ever again? Yes, I will. Will you be that close and have access to my heart again? No, you will not,
Mhm.
unfortunately. However, but if you would have done something from the beginning and let's have a conversation that could be salvageable. Now, for friendships that may have just, grew apart and hadn't seen each other, nothing happened, can we invite them back in? Absolutely. Can you rekindle? Absolutely, because nothing happened.
Right.
Life happened.
Sometimes you
Mhm.
just drift
Mhm.
You just
away.
drift away. You can bring
Right.
that back. You can nurture that back. But for
Right.
the ones that go out there intentionally defame character and say it to other people, I come say it to me.
Yeah,
When
because
we have a
you try to
conversation,
ruin my character, and when you try to ruin somebody's character, that's murder. You
that's
know,
my
Yeah.
the Bible
assassinate.
talks about that. It talks about
Oh wow.
um, um, gossiping. Gossiping about
Yeah.
someone is considered to be one of is a abomination to him to
Right.
gospel about your neighbor. So for those to try to really paint you in a negative light, that they're crucifying you daily. You know, when you kill somebody, you kill them once, right?
Right.
But when you gospel about someone, and when you tell a lie on something, or you tell something about somebody negative, you tell that story over and over and over again, right? So every time you tell that story, you're killing them, you're killing a part of them. So I've learned to be mindful of what I say about a person. But I have learned that friendship is important to me, but I value friendship to so much that now I am critiquing. I am I don't want to say critiquing, but I'm examining those things that I call friends. Those people I
Yeah.
call friends.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Definitely.
Anything you want to say,
Definitely.
Andrea?
No, I agree. I totally agree. Like I said, I'm a girl's girl. I love to do girly stuff. I love to shop. I love to go eat. I love to do all those things. And
And you like to bring sisters together. I like that about you. You love to host event and bring people together. And I love that kind of stuff because I do. I love to see us laugh together. I love to see us collaborate with one another.
yeah, it's so sweet. It's nice. It's nice if you can get that group and build that rapport, genuinely build that rapport. And I keep using the word genuinely, build that rapport with one another and just love on each other. There's so much cruelty in the world today. So much, everything is going on. We just need to have that, like you said, somebody made that village. We don't have that anymore.
Right. That's the
Yeah.
We've
word
gotten
I was.
so far away from that. So,
Yeah.
village.
Tanya, you got anything you want to say?
Oh no, it's the category.
She went
They're
to
gonna
the
be
category.
categorized.
You definitely got
They're
to
gonna
put.
be categorized, and
Yeah.
so whether they're I will speak to you category, I have a just speak to category,
Mm-hmm.
but they're going to be categorized. Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying. I don't even know if I've been through that defamation of character before, where someone does, because it doesn't even matter to me pretty much, I guess, because
It's
that's
just
who
your
I am.
personality. That's who you are, right?
That's who I am. So therefore, um,
Sensitive, you're not.
I am with some things. I cry for all movies. I cry if I'm excited for you. I get excited for you till tears of joy for you genuinely, for anyone when things happen that I'm like, oh my stars, they just deserve that, And
And nothing
so,
ain't happened in my life because I ain't got no tears of joy for them yet.
oh girl, I'm sure you did. Oh my goodness. And so, but nevertheless, I remember one time years ago when you were working at the flea market, and Erica got her Penny's friend Erica
Uh-huh.
got a
Kirk, yeah,
kidney.
uh-huh.
I was so excited for her getting a kidney because
Yeah,
my
we
grandmother
talking
was
about
on
me.
dialysis. I
You ain't
know,
give
but
me
I
no.
was just so
I ain't
excited.
getting no tears of
That
joy
that might
from
be the
me.
only tears of joy I got besides the
Yeah.
movie. But I was so excited for her
Yeah, I
because I
remember
thought
that
that
time.
that
You
was
really
that
did.
was such a burden. My grandmother was going through
Yeah.
dialysis, and I was like, how does somebody young go through that?
Hmm.
Where's their support? And then she was getting married. I was so overjoyed,
Yeah, didn't
and
you
I'll
buy her
never
cake?
forget that. I don't
Did I
know.
buy her cake?
I
I
don't
bought her
know,
cake, yeah.
but I
But you
was
did a lot
excited.
for her. You was happy. You know what? And so that's what we want to talk about. And I know this was our second day of 7 days of love at seven. Friendship matters. I don't care how old you are or how young you are. And that's another thing about young ladies. Build friendships now. Don't be backstabber. Don't sleep with your friend, man. Don't talk about your friend. Don't set your friend up to be hurt or traffic it. Don't set your friend up to be drugged. Build friendship now. And then at the same time, take heed to the warning that God gave you because you have a sense. And, don't be so naive that you keep pushing past the button, or don't be so sensitive that you throw a friend away so easily. And so that's what I'm learning in my days. I learned in my days that I was really, really naive, that I pushed the override button when I should have did a ejection button instead of the override button. Then I realized as I got older, I got to the point where I was just using that ejection button a little too regular. And so you got to learn to have
Comfortable.
balance. I got comfortable with that thing. I'm out. Doing
I'm
this thing.
check.
I'm done. No.
Done. Yeah,
And so anyway, you learn from your mistakes, but it's not too late and it's not too early to cultivate relationship. And I think we as Black women, this is one thing I've learned too, we don't try to teach our young girls or boys how important the friendship is. I've learned people like to say, oh, they don't like you because they jealous of you. Oh, they don't like you because you got this and they don't got. And I think that comes from the slavery day. We picked our girls against girls instead of trying to build them up together.
Hmm.
I found that to be a problem.
Yeah.
that's true.
I know that the younger people in my life, I do think that the earlier
Going off.
in life people pay attention to not just their needs and their wants, but their preferences
Mhm.
is important because it stops a lot of pain. It kind of just frees you up to embrace people when you understand their love language.
Mhm.
That is so very important, I think, and that's where I think a lot of people need to do.
What's your love language?
My love language is giving. My love language is the time,
Mhm.
and my love language, like I what's the third one? So the gifting, the
Affirmation.
time, not affirmation. I'll tell people they're beautiful if they're beautiful, but affirmations
No,
for
as far as
myself.
what for yourself
Oh
though.
no, I
Mhm.
don't be thinking about that. I'm
Mhm.
not even a mirror kind of girl.
Yeah.
I just walk out of the house. It's like this me.
Mm.
This is
So
I. But at the third one, I forgot what the third one. What's the third
it's
one?
five of them, but
I
I don't
know, but
know.
I know those two, giving and time. I am big on
You're
the
big on
time.
giving but not receiving.
I
Do you like the
receive.
gifts? You like
I
to
like
give
to
give
give,
a gift?
and I like. Oh, I definitely am a receiver.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Gifts, yeah. Yeah, that might be the third one.
Yeah.
However, I am so on to I'm really big into the constructive time. When we're spending time, I want that to be time that we're spending together. When you're on your phone, I'll be like, you put your phone down.
No, you'd be like, I'll call you back. What you watching, Warren? I'll call you back when your show go on.
Oh, yeah, because I'm calling you. I like when people give people their undivided attention
Attention.
and time. And so when my young girls come to the house, I say, okay, put your phones down. Oh, I'm texting. No, then this is not. I got something else I could be doing also. And so I really try to give people my time, my undivided attention. That's why I'm never on social media, because unless you see I get up at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm on social media. But if I'm up, I'm talking to my kids. I'm talking to my kids because I'm gonna put everything else down. And so I have plenty to do. I just don't make time for the social media
Yeah.
thing. But
Andrea, what's your love language?
That ditto giving. If I know of a friend that loves a bracelet or a certain color or something like that, if I'm in a store, I say, "Oh, Angela would like that," or "Shonda would like this," or "Tracy would like this," or I would just call a name, or "Oh,
Don't call too many names, honey. They're gonna be getting mad because you ain't called their names. So
oh, well, they know. I'm always thinking about my
people,
friends. If I
yeah.
go somewhere and I see something, I say, "Oh, they would like this," or "I heard them mention this." I just love to get it and put a smile on their face. And so I love to do that. I love giving. I love giving, and that's so important. What you said, Tanya. I'm guilty of that, and so are my little circle of friends. And I'm gonna do that next time. Once we get together and take our selfies, put your phones away. Let's
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
mesh. Let's bond. Let's just
Let's enjoy our time
hug and
together,
let's
together,
enjoy
maybe
because
our
it's time is really precious. And like you
yes,
said, if
yes.
you're picking people picking time, the people that you want to be in that time frame, then we just have to respect that time and then just
That's
enjoy
true.
it.
And I'm
yeah.
guilty of that. So
I'm getting
I'm
older,
with
but
that.
in my old, I'm looking for a Sophia, a Dorothy, and a Blanche in my life, and then
I'm
I'm
going,
also
girl.
looking for a Samantha, a Carrie, a Miranda, a Charlotte. I'm looking for those kind of friends, and I don't care that I'm older or you feel like, child, you still worrying about friends. I want to build my life on purpose, and live intentionally, and I want to share my time with those who I really love, and not feel like I have to question your remark or
Right,
question how
right.
you see me. And so, yeah, I could take a Blanche. Which one you is, Tanya? I already
You
got a,
said
I don't know, a
I
daughter.
forgot what you
She
said.
was Samantha, but she got saved. She ain't Samantha no more,
I
y'all.
would say I was Samantha when I was saved. However,
You wasn't
I
giving
was
your
the
stuff
saved
away.
Samantha.
Oh, that's
I
cute.
was
Go
the
ahead.
saved Samantha.
Yeah.
So
Cute.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys, I thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for staying with us. And so, listen, friendship matters. I don't care how old you are. Yes, the Bible says show yourself friendly. And yes, the Bible says love your neighbor as you love yourself. But in this month of February, one is Black History Month. Love on your sisters for real. Do something without expecting something done to you for you.
Mhm.
Call them and say, I appreciate you. I love you. If you have been the weakest link in the friendship, work on that. Is if you value that friendship, work on that. And then at the same time, instill in your young girls that friendships can go a long way. Not everybody is jealous of them. Not everybody who say something to them want to be them. And I've heard that growing up, people always tell their kids that, are they mad because you got this? They mad you got that. No, sit down and say, what's in you? Examine ourselves first, examine them, help them understand that, and then help them to understand that not everybody process things the same way. And so this is what
Mhm.
I want us to do for the month of February. Send your girlfriend $10 for a coffee. Send your friend girl, take her to lunch, go to sit by the beach. That's my personal time. Sit by the beach with me. You love me, you sit with the beach with me. You love me if you sit with the beach with me. And just do something nice for your friend girl, not just your significant other. So yeah, do that. And I know there's a couple people that celebrate Valentine. And so celebrate your friends because they matter. They're there when your heart is broken. They're there when you're sick. They're there when nobody else is there, so they're there to bounce things off, to tell you the truth, to cause you to have a laugh that you laugh so hard you cry or almost pee in your pants. Those people, they deserve to be appreciated. So
That's
just
true.
in case I didn't tell you, Shields, I appreciate you.
And I love you and appreciate you.
Yeah, I love you
And you
too.
too, Woody, because we can't never leave Woody out. Because
Oh,
y'all won.
okay, I'll give you that. Andrea, I love you. I thank
Love
you
you
for
too.
making a
Love you too,
difference in
Andrea.
my life. You're not just my client, you matters, and I appreciate you. And so happy Valentine's Day to you. Happy love a month to you. I know you're gonna shower your friends, love on your friends, because that's what you do. So continue to do that. So you guys go out there and be sisterhood for real. Don't be sisterhood just because you say it's sisterhood, and don't call them a part of your sisterhood because they pay a fee. Sisterhood doesn't matter how much money they have.
Yeah,
It's all
exactly.
about how they stand and how they make you feel. And do they fight for you when you're not there? Do they defend you, or do they make sure no one hurt you in your absence? That's what friends are. This is your girl Angela with everything you do. Always be true to you. I love you. And I mean it.
Love you.
Bye.
Uh, Bye.